Hello everybody, Bernie here. I'm going to make another cougar claw like this one. Sterling silver with a piece of tiger's eye on it. Here's the claw, a piece of tiger's eye. It'll go inside there. I'm going to trim off the square parts around the outside of that. Solder this ring on the top. Put the bail here through the ring. Little tiger's eye will go up here. Here's the piece. Now I'm going to take my saw, I'm going to cut the excess off and file it back nice and close and polish it up. Check out this 5-ounce Johnson Matthey round. I better slip that in there for you. Focus Medalist. Just a choice piece. Alright, let's get to this. I started it just a little bit, then I went and got the camera. Figured I might as well film it. See if I can film some of this. Come on. Just like that. I got my anchor on there, and it's stamped Sterling on that end. Cut it as close as you can. And take a file. file over the top. Helps to turn the piece in to the file also. Get it nice and tight. This is the back. You can see the seam there a little bit, but I'm not going to get too excited about that. Alright, I've got this circle here. I'm going to solder this on top. I'm going to put that, it's going to go like this. I'm going to put that bail through there. The bail will have to go through the ring. After I solder this on there, I'm going to have to cut a bunch of, this doesn't match up here perfectly, but it's the back. I'm going to put notches in there anyways to squeeze around that claw. And I have to solder this bezel on here. This is a whole nother piece I had to make to go around the stone. Yeah, that was supposed to go on here. Now I can see that there's too big. That's too big to go on there. I can see it doesn't even sit flat on there. So I'm going to have to pick a new stone apparently. Sweet. So that's that for now. Catch up with you in a minute. Well, that was a bunch of fooling around. So I found a little smaller stone other than that one to fit on here. It's a piece of tiger's eye. Had to make a new bezel for it. Got the new bezel. Here's the little tiny little guy. I can't even pick it up, it's so slippery. I need to weld this piece on there. Okie dokie. I've got this part here and the little piece down in here. Looks like this. It's the bezel for the stone. I need to solder it on here. You want to make sure I have flux all the way around that whole thing, borax all the way around it, not necessarily on the inside but all the way around the outside. Since this is sterling, it has copper in it, and when you heat it up the copper comes to the surface and makes what's called fire scale. Do you know what fire scale is? Well, I know what it does. It sucks. It's a black stain in your metal. You have to grind through it or sand down through it to get rid of it, and it's tough to deal with. So I'm going to cut some little V slits in here later to bend around to hold the claw in there. Excuse me. So I want to make sure that I Keep this thing towards the top. Centered, but towards the top. Then I have to cut about 5 little pieces of solder and set them around on the inside. They're touching the bottom and touching the sides. There's all different types of silver solder that you need to use. I want to use easy now. When I put that first oval big circle together, I used hard. And then when I put the cap on it, I used medium. Now when I put that bezel together right there, I used hard because I did it separately. But now I'm going to solder it down with easy because it will melt real easy. And then I'm going to solder the ring on the top with easy, hoping that that solder there doesn't come loose and that falls off. I'm using easy solder, 5 little tiny specks. That's borax, honest. It's borax flux. Got that flux down in there, but now I'm going to put those little tiny pieces of solder in there. Now I have 5 little pieces of solder down inside there. You can see 2 there. There's a couple more in there. There's 5 of them. It's sitting on a hard charcoal block because as I'm soldering, running the flame around there, the heat is going to reflect back off of that block and help keep my metal warm and help the solder flow. Comprende?